Shock absorbers are designed to make driving more comfortable, especially when navigating potholes and other road irregularities. These suspension parts are subject to deterioration and breakage over time, just like other auto parts. In this brief video, we discuss the most common signs of a bad shock absorber as well as the associated costs. We'll also leave you with some maintenance advice for your car's shocks. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. Longer stopping distances. If stopping is becoming more difficult, you might have a suspension issue. Depending on the problem you are trying to solve, you might notice the change gradually or all of a sudden. Having said that, this symptom does not necessarily indicate poor shocks. It can contribute to the symptoms of many failing parts, such as faulty brakes. The purpose of shocks is to maintain tire traction. The tires may not stay on the ground if they aren't functioning, which will cause a bounce. Pressing the brake pedal becomes much more difficult when the tires are bouncing. You run the risk of getting into an accident if you don't begin braking quickly enough. Uneven tire tread. The tires may begin wearing unevenly if there is a suspension issue. Again, poor shocks aren't the only reason for uneven tire wear, so you need to look into other possibilities. If you don't fix the problem right away, the bouncing from the bad shocks may cause the tread to wear unevenly, necessitating tire replacement. Additionally, it may result in hydroplaning, a serious accident risk. On the other hand, if uneven tire wear only affects the outer or inner portions of the tread, this issue indicates that the tire pressures need to be adjusted. Poor suspension parts hardly ever cause this kind of wear. Nosedives and squatting. The piston inside the cylinder may move around excessively if the shocks are broken. The front of the car will begin to dive as soon as you apply the brakes. This occurs as a result of the weight of the car swinging more widely than it should have under shock control. For many of the same reasons, the vehicle's rear can also squat. Due to the weak shocks, you might feel the squatting when you press the accelerator pedal. Depending on what you are doing in your car right now, it might appear strange to onlookers. Excessive vibration. Even when everything is working as it should, you may experience some vibration when moving over uneven terrain. When the vibrations are constantly felt, there is a problem. Shocks with problems will cause more vibration while you're driving. Even if you are driving on flat, calm roads, you will feel the shaking in your steering wheel. Leaking fluid. If a shock absorber malfunctions, you might notice fluid leaking. The fluid normally originates from the area surrounding the seals that are a part of the construction. It's possible to see oil on the ground or dripping down the sides. As opposed to engine oil, this oil doesn't leak as much. Still, the shocks are useless without this oil inside the cylinder. Strange noises. There shouldn't be any strange noises when you hit a bump if your shocks are functioning properly. The purpose of the shocks is to muffle the up and down motions so that you won't notice them or hear them. However, due to the excessive vibrations we discussed earlier, if the shocks or bushings begin to wear out, you might hear more noises. When the shocks are severe, rattling noises are typical. Depending on what has failed and how severely it has failed, you may also hear some squeaking. Shock replacement cost. Never replace a single shock, always replace them in pairs. For this reason, the cost to replace a pair of shocks on your car can range from $200 to $750. The parts and labor costs are included in this average price. However, costs will vary depending on your location and labor costs there. Given that the price of a shock absorber can range from $50 to $175 depending on the performance level and type of vehicle you drive, it is obvious that installing them yourself could save you money. However, it's not always simple to replace shocks, so you should budget between $100 and $400 on average for a professional shop to handle the job. Shock absorber maintenance tips. You should make sure that you are carrying out all of the advised maintenance procedures if you want to prevent dealing with bad shock absorbers. Here are a few more ideas in addition to what you can find in your car's service manual. The suspension should be checked. A suspension should ideally be inspected by a pro once a year or every 15,000 miles. Potential issues can be quickly avoided in this way. Tire pressure should be checked. The suspension lasts longer if you maintain proper tire pressure. Every month, check the tire pressure and make any necessary adjustments. Additionally, whenever the weather drastically changes, you should check the tires. Avoid bumps and potholes. Do your best to avoid a large bump in the road if you can. Your shocks may last fewer miles as a result of pothole damage, necessitating replacement sooner. Avoid braking too much. You will wear out the suspension more quickly if you are constantly in stop-and-go traffic. To make sure you can maintain a constant speed, consider taking a different route. Otherwise, slow down gradually and steer clear of slamming on the brakes. Decrease corrosion. The suspension parts can be harmed by water, snow, and salt. Avoid attempting to drive in these conditions. If necessary, be sure to rinse the undercarriage afterwards with a hose. You can avoid needing shocks too soon by exercising some due diligence. Spend a little time maintaining your car, and you'll end up saving an incredible amount on repairs. Hope the information was useful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.